Hello everybody, Average Gamer here. Welcome to the Roughneck pre-release review. Usually I do about 4 or 5 videos on a review of a mech coming out, and I noticed that usually people will watch one video, not the other ones, or overall they'll just get all really low views in general. And I decided instead of doing 4 or 5 different views over 3 or 4 days, I would just do all of them for the day before it's released. So here we are. Tomorrow, April 18th, the Roughneck gets released. Now, a lot of people are already having some issues with this thing. I'm not going to get into that. A lot of people have a problem with it not being lore. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say I will have a video up later this week where I discuss MechWarrior Online if you should be upset about lore or not. Because a lot of people are actually upset about the Roughneck, that it's not lore, and that's it. Well, I'm going to have a list, apparently, of about 40 or 50 things, apparently, that are not lore. So, going down to personalizing mechs, apparently. This is just information I've been given, as I'm not the biggest Battletech nerd. I'm actually going to be talking to the biggest Battletech nerd, who actually has the rulebooks. So I'm actually going to be going over to his house. He lives about 20 minutes away. We're going to be going over there. We're going to talk. I'm going to take a huge list. I'm going to cap it at 40 or 50 different things, and we're just going to go through one at a time all the things that are different about lore from MechWarrior Online versus MechWarrior, and if people should really and honestly be upset about the fact that the Roughneck is not lore, but be fine with all these other things. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the review, shall we? So the Roughneck, 65-ton Inner Sphere mech. Hello, beautiful. I have to admit, I like how this looks. I have one of the major problems with how it looks, which we'll get into momentarily, but here she is, nice and beautiful. First thing we're going to look at is the cockpit. Now, this is one of the things I like. It's beautiful, but has some catch-22s to it. So we're going to just hit play here. I've got it set to 1080p. So, amazing line of sights. We'll not have to worry too much about this, but here is my first big catch, is this thing right here. Now, technically, according to the lore that they got from one of the guys in Catalyst Games to write about the Roughneck, is that this thing here used to be a lifter, I think it was. And it got turned into a battle mech. Some of it, I think it was Sarna or something. Not Sarna. I believe it was the Roughneck was supposed to be like some sort of loader, mech loader or something like that. And it got turned into a battle mech to fight on Solaris. Yeah, very nice lines, I have to admit. I mean, look how far down you can see in the cockpit down here. It's very reminiscent of the Marauder, or the Mauler. How you can actually see down in between your legs, technically, and shoot down really well. I like that. Computer screens down here. Still issue some line of sight there, which is no big deal. And obviously at the top, paused by accident. Now, first thing I already noticed is a problem. Here's your big gun, right? Very Shadowhawk-esque, right? Where it takes up a huge section of your line of sight. And there's the machine gun there. So just think of that. We're going to try to zoom. So we got our machine gun, and I think that's an AC-5. We'll have to get into the variants. Not a big fan of this, though. It does cut your line of sight off, but then again, your line of sight on this side isn't cut off as much. No big deal. But this little thing here, not a big fan of that. It definitely cuts off a significant amount of line of sight, which tells me that if I'm a light, if I come up underneath one of these mechs, if I'm from the right or from the left, I have a really good chance of being able to sneak around, come in, hit a couple shots, and then run around closely to the back, and then try to stay to the right down this way, and hit again. And as long as you just keep doing that, you're pretty good. Now what the issue is, it's actually this thing right here. Right here, which we're going to hit right here. This thing right here. So you can see from the side, it protects the cockpit. But from the front, it does, in my eyes, cause some issues with your line of sight. Personal, likes and dislikes. Overall, height-wise, though, very, very tall. or I wouldn't say very tall, but as tall, pretty much as a, or almost as tall, sorry, as a Jaeger mech, which isn't too bad. A little taller than the Thunderbolt, if you exclude, obviously, the missiles here, which isn't too bad. Obviously, if you look at the Cauldron Born here, slash Ebon Jaguar, a little shorter. When you take, I mean, if you take both of these off, then it's definitely shorter than it. Hellbringer, pretty much same lines almost to it, really. It almost looks like the Inner Sphere version of a Summoner or a Hellbringer, almost, to be honest with you. Even the little front thing to it. One of the things I want to mention, I definitely think this mech is a mixture of, at least what I feel like. I feel like it's a mixture of a Thunderbolt and an Awesome. With the way the body is, and especially with the way the front comes out like this, and it's kind of stout. Or even an Awesome, a Thunderbolt with a little bit of Awesome mixed in. Like an Awesome Bolthawk. It's got the high-mounted ballistics, like the Shadowhawk. It's got the torso of the Awesome, but then it also has the arms, kind of like, and like the, like the Thunderbolt. How they kind of go straight down and then forward. I like it. I actually like it quite a lot. I like the lines to it. It looks really nice. And the fact that it's their first mech, and they're probably only going to make this one. So, you know what? Let them put their little thing on there. Every other game has changed lore in some matter of fact. So, there you go. 1A, the quirks, energy cooldown and missile cooldown. The 1B has energy cooldown and machine gun rate of fire. The 1C, she's got ballistic cooldown and machine gun rate of fire. Now, mind you, it's got 3 ballistic and 4 missiles. No missile quirks. I can see 4 streak 6s on this thing. That'd be pretty dangerous. 2A, ballistic cooldown, missile cooldown. Not bad, actually. The 3A has got generic minus heat. Now, here's the thing with this build. For the record, I'd move the PPCs to the torsos. Depending on how they sit, torso-wise, you could get 2 really high-mounted ER PPCs. 2 high-mounted large pulse, 2 large pulse, 4 medium pulse. Give a nice Webmaster feel to it. Wouldn't be the official Webmaster, but it'd be close. And obviously, the Roughneck itself, with ballistic cooldown, UAC Jam Chance, and missile cooldown. The missile cooldown, I think, is just kind of there as a token. It's only got the 1 missile slot. And right here, like, it's got, what, 2 streak 2 in it. It's in the chest, torso. No big deal. It's got the Ultra 5s in the arm, and obviously the energy in the torsos. I will say this. Ultra 10s come timeline bump up in the arms. This thing's going to be dangerous. But yeah, that is the... that's the Roughneck, to be honest with you. I actually like this thing. I like the way it feels. I like the way it looks. Or, sorry, I like the way it looks, not the way it feels, because I haven't actually played it. This is the first mech I actually haven't pre-ordered for the Inner Sphere in a long time. It's more for personal reasons, and actually, like, money reasons. Since my channel isn't, doesn't make money, I can't really subsidize that by buying mechs, right? So, it's probably what I'm going to do in the future, maybe setting up a Patreon or something. Just, do live streams and things like that. But yeah, that is the Roughneck preview. Hope you guys enjoy it. I will not be doing a live stream of the Roughneck, as I don't have one. But on the right side, I will be having a lore video sometime out this week. Just to kind of give people a tit for tat for people that are saying, the Roughneck isn't lore. Well, if that is your problem, well, let's see about all the other things that isn't lore then. And tell me that if you don't like the Roughneck and don't want the Roughneck and guess it's not lore, then a following list has to change. Just to kind of stir the pot a little bit, just because I like to be a pain in the butt sometimes. Anyways, thanks for watching. I was trying to stretch this to 10 minutes with that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and see you guys on the battlefield. Bye-bye.